Hi everyone, welcome back to another one. So today we've got an exciting one. Well, it doesn't look that exciting, but it's my bald cypress that I bought probably towards the end of last season, in 2025. So it's basically just a long stick in a pot, but this is a bald cypress. So I'm saying it's an exciting one because if you've not seen what a bald cypress looks like that's mature in nature, it gets these massive fluted sort of surface roots that will come down over time. So maybe in about 20 years or something I'll have something like that, but the tree is just starting to swell and there's a tiny bit of green on some of these buds, so to not miss it, today's going to be the day that I repot it, and also I'll probably prune this right back as well, get it in check. So yeah, first work on this, so I'll get the potting tray out and we'll begin working on this tree. So we've got the swamp cypress in the potting tray now. You see it's full of akadama from the Chinese elm that I repotted yesterday, which the video should already be out for that. But I think to make life easier, I'm going to prune this back first. So I've just been having a quick look at the tree and there's quite a lot of buds sort of quite low, and then we've got this big cluster here, so I might prune just above that so it can die back and then all these buds can wake up, because after that point they get a little bit more sparse. There's still plenty there, but I think that's a good sort of place. It's probably about, I don't know, a third of the way down the tree, so I still want to keep this quite a good height, so I think we'll go to there for now. So we'll make that big cut. So say we'll come in, let me just check that there's no buds around that will wake up in its place. Doesn't seem to be, so if we do the cut about there, and then there we go, takes that whole top off. So I'll put a bit of cut paste on that, and you can see there, I don't know if these trees root easily from cuttings. I don't think I'll bother, to be honest. I'll probably just wait till the future if I decide to, and just do like a thinner cutting from a branch rather than this thick sort of trunk. Well, it's not that thick, is it? But you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll put some cut paste on that and then we'll get it out the pot. So we've got the cut paste applied to the top of the tree, as you can see there. So that'll just stop any insects or like fungus getting in. It'll also help it with to stop it drying out, but it should die back to these buds and they will spring out. So let's try and get this out of the pot. The roots probably won't be too good on this because it is just nursery stock, but yeah, so we'll begin raking these out and see what we can find. Probably be a lot of correction needed, but now is the time to do that whilst the tree is young. So these bald cypress do like a very wet soil, also known as a swamp cypress. So when I've repotted this, I'll probably put it into like a dish with water in it, especially as we go into the summer months. It will help the tree massively. So these trees can basically sit in water to a degree. So yeah, there's already like a thick swooping root there, so I'm expecting there to be quite a lot of root work on this today. Looks like there's a couple of white tips on the roots, so the tree is just starting to pick up vigour, to wake up, sorry. You can see under there getting some white tips, so probably caught this just in time, because after today I won't be able to do anything repotting wise till next weekend, and by then it could be too late. So it's important that I got this done today. A bit cooler today, than it was yesterday, so I've had to put the hoodie back on. Need to do some editing, get my Chinese elm video uploaded that I did yesterday. Oh, there's a big worm in there. See if we can get him out. Where's he gone? Come on, worm. There you go. Big worm. I'll just put that in the soil. Whether he makes it or the birds get him, that's on him. So if I was him, I'd get straight back into the soil in the borders. I don't really know if worms do any damage to trees or roots. I won't be surprised if they eat them. Thought I saw another one then, but it's just a root. But yeah, I'm not too sure, but he's gone now anyway. So just continue raking this out. I'm hoping the camera can see what I'm doing. Got a multi-level of roots in this, so it's going to take me some time to sort these out. Probably a massive taproot in here as well. There's definitely something going on under there. If there is, we'll prune that back. Don't know if there'll be much background noise, but these guys playing Sunday football on the park behind, so you might hear a bit of shouting and stuff in the background. There's not too much I can do about that. As you see so far, there is a lot of roots on the tree, but we'll keep going. Might be easier now I've got most of that out to actually use, if I can find it. Where did I put it yesterday? This root rake. It's a bit rougher, but now I've got the majority of it out, I can kind of comb between the roots a bit better. And I will have to wash these roots out in a bucket of water and then just swish it about like that, and that'll get a lot of the excess out, and we can see what we're doing. So yeah, you can see there's a few roots in here that are waking up. So hopefully one day we'll get a really nice bald cypress out of this. So it might take many years. Can't remember how much I paid for this. I think I did say on the video when I bought them last year, they were probably like £6 each or something like that. So I don't know if you can see in the background, but we've got the tree from the beginner series there as well. So if you are a beginner looking to get into bonsai and you can't or don't want to spend 25-30 quid plus on a tree like that, this is also another way of getting into bonsai at sort of the cheapest level. It's just buying basically a seedling of a couple of years old, and also by buying a tree like that, you've got full control over the tree from pretty much the beginning. I mean, if you want to go a step even further, grow a tree from seed. Haven't done that myself on anything yet, but that's another way of getting a tree from the very beginning. So, but getting a tree like this as a beginner is very good, because apart from the roots not being great, they won't be great in that either really, but apart from the roots not being great, you have just got to stick in a pot so you can slowly learn and work on the tree as you go along, rather than being overwhelmed with all different branches, what to keep and whatnot and so forth. So, right, I think we're at a point there now where that needs a bit of a wash in the pot, so I'll do that. Right, so we wash the roots now on the bald cypress, so this is what we're left with. A mess. Right, let's just work along it. Right, so first of all, we've got this, which comes out alright, but then it just springs back that way, so we'll get rid of that. First of all, we've got some better roots around there, so I don't have to just cut off. Lower down. So we've got these fine, more radial roots up here. We can get rid of all that, because we're not going to want that. I think that's like the tap root. It's kind of divided out and gone crazy. So I might just do a big chop there, and then we've got these better roots around the top. So I'll get the ratchet pruners out, which are here, and we'll make that big cut. So just have another look, just to be sure. We are losing a lot of root, but I think for sort of the growth that's on the tree, it should be okay. And if it's not, we've lost about £6, so I'm not bothered about that. More bothered about fixing the tree. So we'll go about here. So big cut coming up, as Nigel would say. Click, click. So there's all that root mass gone. And this is what we're left with. So we'll do a bit of a clean up on that. Let me just swish them in the water again. Right, and that's what we're left with. I think that should be plenty for this tree to grow this year. I will just have a little sort of once over, just in case there's anything that's getting a bit, because we're still sort of multi-surface here, sort of 2 or 3 levels of roots. So if I can develop these ones that are higher up, see how they're nice and radial, and that would be better. But I'm going to have to leave some roots on so that the tree can actually survive. Let me just prune that one back because that's going in the direction. So we've got one coming out there. So that level's all nice. We've got one sort of, I don't know if it's dead, but just a tiny bit. Nip that off. So they're okay. I think take that one off. No. We can leave that. What else have we got going on here? See if we could take that one off. It's not particularly pretty. Take that out. So that's not too bad that now actually. So as I say, there's a bit of a multi-level of roots there, but I'm not overly worried about that. I'll repot this again next year and see what's changed. If we can reduce them back a little bit more, but I think for now I'm quite happy with that. That's fine. So just wondering if to put any cut paste on the bottom. I don't know. Let's just correct these a little bit. Some of them growing straight up. I want everything flowing down into the soil, you see. Right, we'll go with that. Just have another look. Realistically, that's probably going to be the front because the trunk comes forward, so it would probably be potted like that. Just take that one out, it's growing up. Yeah, that's okay. Right, I'll put that in water for a minute and we'll clean up this and get a pot out and get it ready for planting. Okay, so we've picked out a little round pot for the tree. I wasn't sure if it was a bit small at first, but I want to keep it quite small to be fair, because I am going to repot this tree next year. I did get out a normal plant pot about that deep, but I don't want all those roots going down. I just want them out radial. So I am going to use this. So I've just stuck in a couple of drainage screens in there just to protect the soil from going through those holes in there. So we'll get a base layer of Kaiser number 2 mixed in there. You could probably go Kaiser number 3 with this, with them liking being so wet, but I'm going to try and control the moisture a bit better myself by having the drainage from the number 2. But also, as I say, sitting in a tray of water, so I can kind of control it a bit better, depending on how the tree reacts in this environment. So, as I say, we'll get some soil in and then we'll crack on. Base layer in, the tree sat on that. I've just put the root rake on just to, as I say it, the tree tips over, but that was there to try and just hold the tree. So we want it about there. Let me just try and wedge it back again. There's a slight breeze today, so it's a little more. So you can see the roots are kind of just touching the edge of the pot. But what I'm hoping for is to get more sort of radial ones from the trunk. And so I didn't want to go too deep in the pot because I don't want downward roots. I need radial. So we'll put some soil in. The tree's not being wired in, and then hopefully we can get this secure and grown for the season. So I'll put you back on the tripod while I fill up with soil. So let's get this soil on the tray. I knew that had happened. Just as I bent down, there was a gust of wind and I knew it was going to blow the tree over. Let's try again. Can't get it in there now. Right. Let's try this. We should get the soil in on those roots. Should hold it down a bit more. So what I was saying with the Kaiser number 3 would probably work. The number 3 is a wetter soil. There's more organic in it, so that would probably work quite well. But I'm just going to try number 2. And if you want this soil, you can get it from Graham Potter of SB-Bonsai. So if you just Google the website and go on there, there's different literage of soil you can buy. I've bought around 14 litre boxes of soil, and I think they're about £20 in the UK. So I've bought a few boxes of those this year for the trees. So I used this mix last year, and it's really good actually. It saves making up your own. So we're using his sort of secret recipe here, if you like. So there's all different soil particles in this, so it's good bonsai soil. I actually bought a tree fern the other day, and I used this soil in mix with compost for it to add to drainage. So, but we're just chopsticking this in now, so the soil fills in between and under the roots, so all the soil's making good contact with the roots, and it'll hold the tree in place. So you see it's getting firmer now. I'll probably put a couple of stones on this just to be sure, but we'll add some more soil. Get this right up to the top. So we've got plenty of weight on those roots with it not being wired in. Just work that in again. Getting there now, nearly there. Just like to go around it a few times just to be sure. I mean, there's not many roots on this, so there's not much for the soil to sort of flow between, not like on the Chinese elm that I did yesterday. But you just want to be sure. So I'm not sure if we've got a bit of bad weather coming. I need to double check if we've got any winds and that, and this might need protecting. So you can see that's quite firm in there now. Just press it down. Don't want to sort of compact it too much, but so you see the tree's quite firm in there now. So that's the tree planted up. So that's sort of the front as the trunk sweeps towards you. And yeah, that's about it really. So just make sure. And then the only step then is to give the tree a good water, and then when the water runs clear, you're good. You've got all the loose dust particles out, so we'll get this over there and we'll give it a water. It's the last step for this tree today. Just give it a good water. See how quick the water drains through that soil. Just want to do this a good few times. Make sure that soil has soaked up all this water. Seems quite clear, the soil actually, so not much mucking. See how quickly that drains. So all in all, I think the tree was about £6 and the pot was £6, plastic training pot and a bit of soil. So, oh, and of course some drainage screens. So not a lot of money to start a little tree like this. Just give it one more for good luck, and then we'll get it on the bench to grow. And I'll put a couple of pebbles on it as well, just to hold it in place if we get any bad winds or the cat decides to walk across it. There we go. So I'll just get that back on the bench now. Right, so there we have it. The swamp cypress has been repotted. It's sat in a little tray of water now, and a couple of pebbles on the top just to hold the tree in place whilst those roots establish. As you can see, it's a bit breezy today, so we don't want any accidents. But yeah, so that'll do it, and we'll revisit this tree once we start getting some growth in, and I can start branch selection, and then obviously we'll come back again next year and work on those roots again, improve them a little bit more. And yeah, so thanks for watching this one, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.